Mike, I guess just what have you learned about Ball State so far and what challenge they present as a season opener especially?
I think they present a lot of challenges on offense for us. Quarterback starts all there. Very talented player, and the coordinator, the head coach, they're very good formationally, very good at a lot of different things that cause us to be sound defensively. So it's going to be a big test for us. They got solid running backs. They got two tackles that have played a lot for them. One played at Ball State, one played at Butler. So familiar with the system. They got a lot of athletes there, a lot of guys, and it all revolves around the quarterback. And, formationally, everything they do, shifts, motions, all that, we'll have to be ready for. We'll have to play sound defense.
This quarterback is both a veteran but also has bounced around the roster or bounced around the field a little bit too. How does that make it difficult to prepare for exactly what you're going to see on Saturday?
It's difficult to prepare because, last season may not have played quarterback, but that's okay. You can see what type of athlete. 2 seasons ago, he did play quarterback. There's a lot of video on what type of athletes they have at quarterback, and they're impressive. We've seen that. We kind of understand. You mold maybe what some of the coaches have done in their past and what maybe this quarterback's good at and other guys in their team are good at. And you just try to do the best you can to put our guys in the best position.
What did Taj Rael show you guys when he got here, and why is he someone who has pushed his way to the top of the depth chart?
Talent-wise, I think he's got a very, very unique skill set and can do a lot of things. He's a defensive back that has size, but is also not scared to be physical at all. So he's got the want to come up and hit people, and he's got a lot of years of football under his belt. So he's a smart kid. So he can make a lot of adjustments back there at the safety position. But also, when you got an athlete who will go hit people and kind of enjoys sometimes if you ever ask him to be in the box, I think he enjoys it. So he's a very versatile player that helps our defense out a lot.
In this day of college football, and I guess Ball State's in the same boat, it's a lot of new players every year. When you're going into game one, and for them, it's a new coaching staff as well. How do you kind of piece together what to scout, what you trying to anticipate what you're going to see?
You just try to research everything you can. No matter what it is, every piece of information. There's people in the office, whether it's me or other people, we're researching every smallest bit of information we can get. And through that, you just try and piece things together. Then it's, you lean on your experience, but then you look at, okay, what kind of skill sets do they have? What might they be best at? What might they try and do that maybe they've done in the past? But you got a lot of eyes researching everything and trying to find every little thing that we can find.
You talked about Hadari Hines a little bit last week. You brought in all these guys with experience, and here you have a sophomore who stayed and is not that experienced. What has he done to elevate himself to the point where he seems like he's going to play a lot?
We ask our corners to play discipline, play hard, and to compete. And when you look at him as an athlete, he's long, he's physical, he can run. And then once you add on the coaching aspect of getting him to compete, getting him to play discipline with his eyes and do the right thing on every snap, his real talent and his real ability can show. There's less mistakes and more making plays. And, I think once Handori kind of was able to really lock in on his assignment and do his job, his talent took over, and he's a very talented kid.
In your mind, the players voted for the captains, but what is it about C.J. Madden that puts him as somebody with the leadership qualities that can be a leader of this defense?
In my opinion, being a leader is not that hard. You either do the work and everybody looks at you and wants to follow you or not. And it's a guy who's done the work. And like you said, his teammates vote on him. So everybody in the room, this is our defensive room here, they look around and they know who's worked and they know who the examples are and who they should follow. And they voted for those guys.
Hey, Coach, do you have any weekly defensive stat goals that you want to try to achieve every week, like negative plays?
I won't get into the specifics, but I'll tell you every week we look at our loafs. So how many times is all 11 on the field not going as hard as they possibly can? How many explosive plays we gave up? So, it's usually a pass of 20 yards or more, or a run of 15 or more. So we want to limit all those possible explosive plays that we can get. and we got to be really good on third down. If you look at the best teams in the country, they're really good on third down. So those are our goals. Not to get into any specifics, but we're going to play hard. We're going to be good on third down, and we're going to limit explosive plays, and hopefully get a few turnovers in the process.
Is there any anxiety with game one where you think you know what you got, but you're not sure what you got until you actually play an opponent?
Yes and no. Like you said, you think you know what you got, not sure until you put them out there. It's a new team, new everything. But I've watched these guys every day, and I know the way they work, and I know we have 4 more days to work, to prepare. And I have a feeling I know how they're going to work in those 4 days. And through that process, that limits some of the anxiety, kind of gets rid of some of the anxiety.
What's it say about a guy like Andarius Coffee, who just basically got here? I guess he's going to start, and he's a captain. Can you talk a little bit about him and maybe what he brings to the table, and the type of person he is, and the type of leader he is?
Yeah, he plays hard. He's extremely smart, and he plays with a passion. There's times that, he'll make a play and he'll get excited, and it gets the defense excited. But, mainly it's the same thing as our other captains. I watched Coffee work all summer that he was here, and I hardly ever heard him say a word. But he worked, and you could see it, and you're like, man, during workouts, you're like, I think this kid's going to be good. I think this kid's going to be good. Then you see him play football, and you see that the work that he did in the offseason translates. And like I said, I didn't hear him say a word, not a word. All right, well, now that we get on the field and we play football, and like I said, he's a passionate player. I've heard him say a few words, and I think so have his teammates. And they obviously respect that, and they respect him and believe in him. But again, it's just we ask these guys to come in here and work as hard as they possibly can. We push them as hard as they possibly can. And their teammates see it. And the guys like Coffee who embrace it, they become the leaders.
Just in terms of creating big plays on defense, but also preventing them for the offense, do you have kind of a general philosophy on balancing pressure versus keeping the football in front of you?
No, sir. We're going to do whatever puts us in the best position on every single play. That could mean you drop 9. It could mean you send 9. There's no rhyme or reason to it. We study very, very hard every week. All the assistant coaches that we have, they're a huge help to me. And through that, you pick and choose your spots, and you take advantage when you can. But in terms of balancing, there's no balancing. We're going to do what we got to do to win.